As many of you know, a couple of weeks back, Republicans passed a special rule attaching the full text to the SAVE Act directly onto must-pass national security funding, a maneuver insiders call MIRVing, right? MIRVing is borrowed straight from missile terminology, putting multiple warheads on a single rocket. And then just days later, House Republicans went even further. They advanced a $1.15 trillion defense package with SAVE Act provisions built directly inside it, passing 216 to 212. So the House Republicans have come through and then some here. 2 must-pass bills with SAVE Act measures attached to them. Bravo. The SAVE Act is now welded, as it were. It's in effect bolted onto the funding bills that keep the government's national security apparatus running. So if Senate Democrats and that handful of wussy Republicans want to keep killing the SAVE Act, they got to be willing to blow up defense funding to do it. That's the political trap that the House built on purpose, and it is now sitting on John Thune's desk. Now, Thune had planned to send everybody home for a 5.5-week August recess starting August 7th. This is standard operating establishment procedure, business as usual, except this year, a growing army of Senate Republicans are saying absolutely not. Not while the SAVE Act sits on the shelf. In other words, no vote, no vacation. Central banks continue buying gold at record levels all over the world. Global debt continues to explode. Geopolitical tensions aren't going away. And if those trends haven't changed, then why would the case for owning physical gold and silver? That's one reason why I trust Augusta Precious Metals. So if you'd like to learn more, go to turleybuysgold.com or text Turley to 35052. That's 35052 and request Augusta's free guide. Click on that link below right now. No vote, no vacation. As we speak, nearly 20 Republican senators have either called for canceling recess outright or they've expressed support for staying in Washington until this bill gets a vote. Even President Trump got in on it directly, posting that Thune, quote, should not allow the United States Senate to leave town until it passes the Save America Act, or, far better still, terminates the filibuster. So whether Thune likes it or not, this isn't going away. He's not going to be able to quietly table the SAVE Act and hide behind his repeated excuses that the Republicans don't have the votes. We don't have the votes. What do you want me to do, right? Now, we should note, ironically, that even that claim, that excuse, the Republicans don't have the vote, and again, I say ironically, even that is progress. Remember, for an entire year, John Thune's answer to the SAVE Act was always the same. The Byrd Rule, which requires that all provisions passed in a reconciliation bill have to be budgetary. They have to be directly linked to the appropriation of funds and federal spending, not a policy issue or a changing or passing of laws or whatever. So Thune has been insistent for over a year that the Byrd Rule makes passing the SAVE Act as part of a reconciliation bill impossible. He said that ad nauseum. Budget reconciliation requires a bill to be principally budgetary, not policy-oriented, blah, blah, blah. And he's argued if you try to force election policy through the reconciliation process, the Senate parliamentarian will strike it down. I should note the unelected Senate parliamentarian, the Obama-appointed Senate parliamentarian. Trump has just said ignore her. She's pathetic. But something has indeed happened to Thune of late to change his tune. Some are actually arguing it was Lindsey Graham, even before he died. Lindsey Graham appeared to convince Thune that there was indeed a legit way of passing the SAVE Act through reconciliation. And then, after he passed away, Thune is now saying yes. As it turns out, there is a way in which we can pass the SAVE Act through reconciliation. Exactly what Graham was arguing, exactly what Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana has been saying for months now. So that is not a Senate leader, mind-numbingly reciting this paralyzed rule book anymore. That's a man describing a workaround out loud on the record. You might even say he's learning to fight. So Thune is saying that this week he is going to have, quote, conversations with a number of the GOP holdouts.